Today we are taking a trip over to the dark side of the internet. The side filled with horrifying stories that will make your skin crawl. It will leave you praying that these stories are fake, but that's not always the case. There are a lot of famous creepypastas that have been inspired by true events, or stories that have ended up coming to life. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary real-life creepypastas. I say pastas, but people are like, it's creepypastas. So, starting off this countdown, we have the Alice killings. I've talked about this creepypasta before, but basically it's a famous Japanese urban legend about a mysterious serial slayer. They would go around murdering random individuals. At the scene of their gruesome crime, they would leave a single playing card by the body with the name Alice written on it in the victim's blood. The killer ended up taking the lives of 5 individuals. Well, in 2003, there was a serial killer in Spain that would also leave playing cards by their victims, just like the Alice killer. He ended up slaying 6 individuals before the police caught him. Coming in at number 9, we have the Facebook messages. So the creepypasta I'm going to be talking about is the one titled "My Dead Girlfriend Keeps Messaging Me on Facebook," and it's pretty self-explanatory what happens. A guy's girlfriend passes away but keeps messaging him on Facebook saying random things, almost as if she's like toying with him from the dead. Well, in 2016, Kayla Brown and her boyfriend Charlie Carver were kidnapped by a serial killer. Charlie was killed, but Kayla was kept alive in a shipping container for 2 months. To avoid suspicion, the killer went on both of their Facebooks and sent messages and status updates to not worry friends and family. He said that they were fine and left on their own, but eventually he was caught and Kayla was rescued. Moving on to number 8, we have the AXEMAN of New Orleans. Legend goes that in the early 20th century, French photographer and inventor Edouard Martel was traveling the United States taking thousands of photos of the places he visited. He typically would hide his camera and set it to go off automatically. That way he could capture real life without people knowing. However, after reviewing his photos, he realized that he captured a brutal serial killer who police could never catch. He was named the Axeman of New Orleans, or New Orleans. You guys make fun of how I say that name. And now parts to this story are true. Parts are false. For starters, Edouard Alfred Martel is a real person, but he wasn't a photographer. Second, the Axeman of New Orleans was a real killer. During an 18-month spree from 1918 to 1919, he killed 6 individuals. So this creepypasta was based off of a real killer. In our 7th spot, we have the Green Man. Now, there are a bunch of different versions to the story, but they are all about a green man with no face that stalks the streets of Pennsylvania at night. Some say he was splashed with acid. Others say he was struck by lightning. Whatever happened to him, it turned his skin green and melted his face. They called him Charlie No Face, or the Green Man. As scary as it sounds, this story is completely true, but it's a really sad one. So Charlie No Face was indeed a real person. His name was Raymond Robinson. When he was a child, he was badly injured by an electrical accident that caused his face to appear disfigured. As a result, he was fearful of going out during the day, so at night, that's when he would go out and he would go for walks. He was completely harmless, but people who encountered him would be immediately frightened by his appearance. Making our way down the list at number 6, we have CAPGRAS delusion. The creepypasta CAPGRAS delusion is about a woman named Harriet Starling Malcolm. She ends up developing CAPGRAS delusion as a result of a brain aneurysm and starts to believe her younger brother is an imposter. He's been replaced by someone that looks like him, but it isn't him. When Harriet passes away, her husband develops this disorder as well and ends up killing the brother. CAPGRAS delusion is a real psychological condition. Those that suffer from it believe that people around them have been replaced by exact copies. Those with dementia or schizophrenia may also suffer from this delusion. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with BARBIE.AVI. BARBIE.AVI is a pretty famous urban legend. It surrounds someone finding a mysterious video titled BARBIE.AVI. The video is very fuzzy and the sound is distorted, but it features a blonde woman getting interviewed. In the urban legend, the narrator recognizes where the video was filmed and ends up going to the place. They end up in an old abandoned building where they hear weird moans and whimpers coming from a room. They flee in a panic. Now, the backstory to this video is not real, but the creepy video itself certainly is. Over the years, a lot of people tried to figure out what the video was about. At one point in the video, the girl raises her arm and it's revealed that it's completely amputated. Some people think that the video was about BIID, body integrity identity disorder, and that the woman cut off her arm because she didn't find it to be beautiful. Eventually, it was revealed that her name is Tammy. When she was younger, she was washing clothes with an old school washing machine with no safety features. While the machine was operating, she stuck her arm in to push a sheet in more, and it ended up trapping her arm and twisting it until it ripped off. The video we see is when she's older and is trying to get a job at a modeling company, and it's her interview. In our fourth spot, we have the Russian sleep experiment, another very famous creepypasta, and boy is it creepy alright. The creepypasta is quite a lengthy read, but basically story goes that in the 1940s, Russian researchers were conducting unethical tests on enemy prisoners. They captured 5 enemies that they planned to keep awake for 30 days using a gas-based stimulant. They wanted to see the effects that sleep deprivation had on the brain. And in the end, everything goes wrong and they spiral into madness, and then they all die in gruesome ways. Now, I hope this exact story isn't true, but it's quite possible that it was based on the number of real-world examples of governments experimenting on humans, like Project MKUltra, where CIA agents were injecting people with LSD, or Project Sleepless Soldiers, where Soviet soldiers were given a drug that let them fight for days without needing sleep. Moving on to number 3, we have Laughing Jack. Laughing Jack is a legend about a clown-type creature that likes to befriend children and then get them to commit dark deeds, or he even will harm them. He usually slices them open and replaces their organs with candy. Well, in 2015, a 12-year-old girl stabbed and killed her stepmom after Laughing Jack told her to do so. The girl claimed that she heard voices months before the stabbing occurred. She even begged her father for help, but Laughing Jack got to her. These creepypastas may not be real, but this just shows how real their influence is. Coming in at number 2, we have SLENDERMAN. This dude went from being a Photoshop photo to a creepypasta and then a film star. His influence is huge, and I'm sure all of you know all about Mr. Slendy. Clearly, he's fake, but his influence is so real. In 2014, an Ohio woman was stabbed several times by her 13-year-old daughter, who claimed that SLENDERMAN told her to do it. The woman claimed that she came home one night from work to her daughter standing in the kitchen wearing a white mask. She had her hood up and her hands were covered by her sleeves. She then was attacked by her own daughter. She had cuts on her neck and face and was stabbed in the back. All because of SLENDERMAN. And in the number 1 spot, we have Walking Sam. Walking Sam is said to be a shadow demon that convinces people to commit suicide. It's said to live in the woods at the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. It appears as a thin, tall creature wearing a black top hat. It wears the souls of its victims dangling down from its arms. Here's the thing. In 2015, there was a huge amount of suicides in the area where Walking Sam is said to live. From 2014 to 2015, there was 103 suicides. Some say the number could be higher. One local said that there was more than 200 suicides in only 3 months. That's incredibly freaky. Maybe Walking Sam is real. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out comments for my video, Top 10 People Who Are Haunted. Brooke IVRS commented, I forgot that there's a ghost in my basement and it's my Nana's spirit. Well, thankfully it's just your Nana and not like some evil demon, unless your Nana wasn't the nicest lady, but still. MW commented, I believe Dear David will be an interesting movie. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see this movie. I think it's gonna be super well done. At least I hope it is. Stefan Dutoit commented, I have witnessed some weird things in my old house. I would see demonic images and till this day I see it. But what could it be? You see demonic images. I'm wondering, is it a demon? Maybe you should be careful. Maybe get a little sage lighted. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya. So the creepypasta I'm about to be was traveling in the United States taking thousands of photos of the places he's okay. She ends up developing CAPGRAS. Well, in 2015, a 21, whoa, 12. This dude went from being a photoshopped photo. In 2014, in Ohio. It's said to live in the woods at the Oh my god, they actually show emojis on this one. Upstairs it doesn't show them.
Yeah.
It's like a weird symbol. Okay. Done.
This video in the studio.
Yeah.